Good morning, afternoon, and good early evening to all you people. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day here on this Friday. It's the end of the work week, and I hope that you guys are enjoying your time throughout this week and looking forward to the weekend. There's a lot to prepare for this holiday season, as we all know. So I hope you guys are all doing well, staying stress free, and trying to enjoy the holidays to the best of your abilities, and doing everything you guys possibly can to make it stress free. So thank you all for coming in and hanging out. For everyone who's watching the replay, hello. Ian, hello. Thanks for coming in. You were the first one on here. And your icon looks great, by the way. So yeah, this is my this is my one time a month to where I have to stream at noon on Friday, as opposed to the normal schedule of 8 p.m. on Friday evenings Eastern time, due to my work schedule. So yeah, I was kind of waiting to see when people start rolling in. Just kind of talk a little bit about, generally speaking, what's going on here in the fish room. And Ian, I will make you a mod now, now that I can get on here too. But I'll kind of wait for people to come in and hang out for a little bit, so that way, whenever I get to explaining the elephant in the room on my icon change and everything else in my channel. So let me get on here and make sure that you are a mod. I know that some channels like Mexicali Fish Keeping, he makes everybody a mod on his channel, and that just makes things easier for people to find their channels a little bit better, so they can click their names. I don't do it that way, and it's just like a personal preference. But I don't know. I will go ahead and make you. Let me see here. I know that. There we go. You should be good now. But yeah, no problem. Yeah, you should be a mod now, Ian. So everyone say hello. He's a new channel member. I like kind of, I guess for my personal preference is, I like making people mods because I'd like them to be able to stand out in front of the rest of the crowd, so that way that they're recognized, even without the super chats and even without the different things that stand out, which the super chats, of course, are greatly appreciated. But I still like them to be able to stand out with their wrench and say, hey, this is someone who's been, following my channel for a little bit, and that sort of thing. So anyone that wants to be a mod can request to do so, and I don't have a problem doing it. It's not a big deal. So anyone who feels free and, hey, I want a wrench, then I can just slap a wrench on their name and it'll be good. So yeah. Looks like Ian is the one and only one saying hello to everybody, including me. But I appreciate Ian taking the time out of your day to hang out. Ian is from the UK, so he's got a little bit of a time change difference, but not too bad. So there's a lot of stuff I got to talk about today. My whole channel change, why the icon and why it changed and everything. But before I get to that, I would like to talk a little bit about what's going on in the fish room, give you guys a little bit of some updates. I had to do some water changes soon, so it'll probably be this weekend. Everything's going okay for the most part. My new planted tank, I am still learning. So hi, Jody P. Thanks for coming in. And that's another thing I was going to talk about too. Working and lurking. And so thank you, Don, for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess the first thing, now that Jody P is in here, I did my very first order through Tropical Fish Co. And I cannot wait to get my very first Pleco from them. I think it's, and I got 3 angels, and then I got a Pleco from from Tropical Fish Co. with Jody P's company. So if anyone who's interested in looking at rare fish and trying to get something that you normally wouldn't find in a pet store, that would be the place to go. And there's a lot of online places to go, but I haven't bought something. I haven't ordered fish online in a very long time since Tropical. Oh shoot, where did I order from last time? And anyway, regardless, I wanted to help support the fish fan community and the YouTube community. And since they just started their business out, and whoever hasn't had time to check out Jody P and her husband and their channel and how they started their business, they have done really well with it. And I want to be able to order from them and kind of give back to them to help them out and order some fish from them, because I just feel like that's the right thing to do. To be able to come out and help the community, because it makes me feel good that I'm ordering from you guys. And I've met Jody P and everyone else, like a lot of other different people, and it's neat that they create a business, so that way whenever everything's starting up and getting things going, that it's kind of makes me feel better knowing that I'm buying from someone that I've actually physically seen in person on the YouTube channel, and I've seen the videos that they've come out with and how they make their store. And it's just really neat to be able to join this community, and then they create a store, and this is like, oh, cool. So now I want to order specifically from them, because it's just an all around, good experience, and I know that, Jody P and her husband take care of everything there. And it's just, I think it's just better, to do it that way. And I wanted to help support you guys. So thank you, Jody P and your husband, for starting a business so I can have the opportunity to buy from you guys. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. So yeah, anyone that wants to check out Jody P's website, it's really neat to see some of the fish that are in there, because some of the fish I never even seen or even heard of. I'm not going to mention anything specifically, but I mean, it's just really neat to see how their business has progressed and what they've been doing. And then you see some of the fish on their website, and you're like, wow, I've never seen a fish like that before. And like some of the things that they show on their YouTube videos and stuff, is like, wow, these things are neat. Some of the gudgeons and the different types of plecos and the cories and stuff. It's just like, I go to stores and I just think, generally speaking, you have different, 2 or 3 different variations of cories. I didn't realize there was that many different types of cories, within there. So that can be really rare too. Even when I've gone to like OCA and stuff like that and different fish conventions, I've seen different cories, but like nothing like I've ever seen on Jody P's website. So yeah, we should, we should put a link in here for anyone who's interested. Let me do that real quick, unless Jody P beats me to it. Let me see here. Oh, Imperial Tropicals. That's where I ordered from last. Jody P, you probably beat me to it. Ian is in the UK, in South Wales. Jody P is probably going to beat me to it. She's probably already in the process of. Let me see if I can pin that. Or not pin it, but let me see if I can bring up this website here. I did have it saved on my favorites, but I'm also on my laptop here. But that was kind of one thing I definitely wanted to bring up for sure. Is I made my first order through Jody P and her husband and their business. So I think that's pretty neat. And I wanted to share that with you guys, that I've ordered from them. Jody, if you're still here. Jody is not a mod. We got to change that. Jody, I'm going to make you a mod, so that way we can get that rolling here. Let me see here. Jody, I'm going to hook you up. There. We should be good now. All right. So, Jody, if you're still in here, you're now a moderator, so you should be able to do that now as we speak. Tropical Fish Co. Oh, I found it. So Jody P might beat it or beat me to it. There we go. Yep, there we go. All right, perfect. So anyone that is interested, I can even pin this because so that way people know about it on my live stream. So if anyone who's interested in doing this and looking into her website for the company, that they can look at all the different fish. So that way the chat on here doesn't hide it. So let me pin this so that way everyone can see it in the chat. So there you go. Perfect. That is pinned. So anyone who is curious about Jody P and her husband's business and doesn't know anything about it, they can click that link and kind of go from there. All right, sounds good, Jody. But thank you for coming in. Jose, thank you for coming in as well, and anyone else who's listening in. I know some people are probably working here on Friday and stuff and trying to get ready for the weekend as well. It's noon here, and it's like 9 a.m. probably in the West Coast, like around California, Arizona, that sort of thing. I think East Coast is noon, like I said. So we'll see. There's different time zones and different people, so I just want to make sure to wait a little bit. And we've got about 7 to 10 people that are watching here currently. So just wanted to do some updates now that I've talked about Jody P's website, and I've done my first fish order with, I bought 3 angelfish and a pleco from her. So I'm looking forward to getting that. She is shipping up until December 17th. And then they're going to resume on, if I look up my emails here, I can tell you guys real quick. I think it's like beginning of January, like mid-January. I don't want to look too much because I want to try to stay on the subject here and get through my updates because there's a lot to talk about. I wanted to take like the first 15, 20 minutes of any updates and new things in the fish room. I'm still learning on my Planet Aquarium. So I've been in talks with Brent and Lightcap. Him and I have been talking a lot lately on how to help my Planet Aquarium. And we've been doing a lot of different things with water testing and stuff. So I'm now in the process. I have something ordered. I got a new test kit coming in that also has not only your regular stuff that you have in your aquarium test kit, but also have like a GH and a KH tester. I want to test my TDS as well. And I've never done this before. You would think, of all my fish keeping time in my life that I would have done this, and I haven't. So I want to try and learn from this as well and learn exactly what's in my water. So that way, if there's certain fish that I want, that I could take that necessary steps to do so. Hi, June. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. So yeah, so we're learning, and actually Brent and I are going to be doing a live stream. It'll be on the 17th of December. I don't have it scheduled yet, but I need to come up with a topic, and I have an idea of what I want to talk about, but I just haven't posted it yet. But him and I are in talks of doing a live stream on December 17th, which is the Wednesday before the week of Christmas. So everyone can look forward to that. And I think it'll be a great time for everyone to hang out and that sort of thing. So, yeah. So getting into anything else with updates, the reason why I was talking to Brant is because I've been losing a few fish on my most recent fish tank, my Planet Aquarium. So he's been trying to, we've been in talks and trying to figure this all out together, and I'm learning as I go along too. So, so some of my plants didn't make it, unfortunately. The jungle valve worked great, and it's growing like a weed. And the red Loewigia are the plants that didn't make it. So I'm still trying to learn in the process of doing that. But we could talk about that another day. So my main thing is I want to talk about, now that we're about 15 minutes in and we have about 9-10 people watching, is I want to make sure to give you guys the full scope of why my channel changed and what I'm doing in the future, what my new logo means, because there's a whole lot that's involved with it. So now that I'm done with all my updates, I want to recognize Jody P's business. Now we can get started on the nitty-gritty details of what my channel is becoming. So without further ado, I'm going to share this with you guys. So we have here a brand new logo. And hi, Cecil. But anyway, we have a brand new logo for my channel. And I want to definitely iterate. Let me pull up my notes here. First thing is first is that my fish and aquarium content isn't going anywhere. So I just want to be clear on that this isn't like a completely overhaul change. So this is, I just wanted to make that first and foremost, that this is something that still is going to be around. I'm still going to share my aquarium content. I'm still going to come out with, I'm still going to be doing my live streams down here in the fish room. And I'll do a mix and match of different things too, but I'll still be doing live streams down here. I'll still be coming out with content as far as like new stuff that I'm doing, updates with my aquariums, different things I change. So I still want to share that stuff with you guys. So that stuff's not going anywhere. So I have my notes and my teleprompter up here. So it's what I started with in the channel, and I still want to continue to do that. So that's kind of like the bulk of everything. So there's no reason for me not to discontinue that. So why the name change? It's something I've debated for a while. I've mentioned it a couple times for the last couple months or so, and I've been wanting to do different things on the channel without losing what I've had already. Like, I don't want to restart. So it's also something that my family's gotten bigger. I'm now a family of 4 now. So the time for me to be able to take care of 30 plus aquariums, it's just not feasible for me. It takes up a lot of time to be able to take care of that many fish tanks. And if it was just maybe my wife, my daughter and I, then yeah, but now that we have a family of 4, I don't want to miss out on certain things in that aspect. So I want to make sure to put family first and then my hobbies and interests, after that. So that's another reason why I'm kind of rearranging my channel a little bit. I wanted to experience different things, life experiences, video games like the Aquarium Simulator, different unboxings, different live streams. And I wanted to kind of talk about that too. I'm probably going to be doing some unboxings and different live streams that involves other stuff. Like, for example, I just got a Nintendo Switch 2. So that's probably something I'm going to be doing in the future as an example. And other stuff I'll be doing would be like going to national parks and just an all-around hobby content channel, and try and see how this works and just go through the experience and just try it out. It might change things a little bit for the algorithm for my channel. Not that I'm paying attention like avidly, but it might kind of mix things up a little bit for what the YouTube is trying to put my channel into, like a category per se. But essentially, I want to categorize everything into folders, where in this case, in YouTube, you can't do that because you have to put it into playlists. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm coming out with like fish content, hobby content, and anything else, I want to be able to put these in playlists. So that way, if you guys are interested in watching this, they'll all be on my playlist tab on my YouTube channel. So if I have like video games, or if I have, this hobby, or if I have this, park or experience, or if this, YouTube, fish stuff, then that way I can put it into that category. So that would help you guys out. So depending on your interest, you can hit the playlist tab, pick what you want to watch, and then you guys can just go from there. So the explanation of my new logo, I put a lot of thought and energy into this, and there's a lot of reasoning behind it. So I kind of want to explain in detail why I've done it. So I've changed this logo across the board. I mean, we're talking about Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Google, Discord, everything. So I kind of want to do this across the board, so that way people aren't like wondering what the heck's going on. Why is my fish, logo on this one, but not on that one? So I'm just doing it across the board. I've already reiterated it, a couple of weeks ago with a couple other stuff, but I've officially done it for everything now. So why the X's? So the 2 X's represent Roman numerals here on either side here, and they are 10 and 10, which is 20, and that represents the day that I was born. And then the X in the middle, you see, obviously an X has 4 points, so this is also the 4th month of the year, which is April. So that's my birthday as a 4/20. So that's why I chose the big X on there, as along with the X on either side, because it's Roman numerals for 20. There's also 2 X's in the Max XP, but we'll get to that later here on the logo. But the red and black background is two of my favorite colors that go together. If you guys have been watching me upstairs in the computer room, that's my background, where I've done like aquarium simulator and that sort of thing. So that's why I picked the red and black background. And then the basketball in the center is a sport hobby I've done since I was a young kid and still follow to this day. And it is also the colors of the X in the middle, of the 1980s and 1990s Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team. So I've always been following them. It's been just something I just followed in my childhood, and it's still followed to this day. So that's why I decided to pick the basketball in the center, just because it's the one thing that has stuck with me since I was really, really young and as a kid, and I've enjoyed since then. So the front toes are here. On the left is for obvious reasons. It represents my aquarium hobby. I've started since December of 2021 and been on YouTube since March of 2023. And my first live stream was March of 2024. So which is crazy. It's been a very good run, and I keep planning on doing so in this whole entire YouTube process. So I hope you guys can still continue to watch me, even on the long run, between my aquarium hobby and my other hobbies too. But it's crazy to see how time flies and how you realize, wow, that was that long ago. And I can't wait to look back on this and see, how long I do this, and look back on older videos and be like, wow, it's been 10 years, or wow, it's been 20 years, and that sort of thing. But the wrench in the hand here represents the DIY things that I've done. Like, for example, like the stands that I've built, obviously the background here, my brother and I did, and then just some odds and ends I like doing within the hobby. And then also represents, let me see here. Oh, it also represents learning things, doing new things, and share a little bit with you guys. It also represents a little bit of the industry I do in my job, like on a normal basis. So basically, the wrench just represents DIY stuff that I like to do, try to learn new things, and try to experience it, for that being. And then also experience, it also represents my job. So on the right here, we got the PS5 controller. That's something that I've been doing as a kid too. And it just represents the gaming aspect of what I've done throughout my life since I was a kid as well. Not as long as basketball, because that's my first thing. But it's not an extreme. I'm not an extreme avid gamer, but it's something that I've loved and I grew up with Nintendo. I've got a PlayStation 2 after that later, and then I've been following both of those, PlayStation and Nintendo, since then. And then I also recently started a Twitch channel as well. So if anyone who's interested, you can follow me on there. The link is on my YouTube bio. So that's kind of a rundown of what the logo means and everything behind it all. Now, as far as why the Max XP at the bottom. So whenever I came out with a new video or I talk in a live stream, I always talk about anything through my experience and try to continue to learn new things, just like my Planet Aquarium. So that's kind of like example. I've never done a Planet Aquarium, so I'm just talking through experience. So if I don't know the right person, as an example, I admit that say I've never done this, so I don't know the right answer. So I try to find the best person or info to go to, and then find that information, especially in like the fish fan community. I try my best not to give people false information. And it's why I always talk through my own experiences and what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. But in order to keep learning, you have to continue to experience different things in life, whether it's good or bad. And it's the best way for me that I've always learned. And the best way that things stick within my head is learn through experience for myself. And also, if you guys look here on my logo, you see a couple cuts within the X's. So that represents the cuts/failures in life that you can learn from through the experience. And sometimes people learn, through their failures too. That sometimes people in their experience, they learn best through something that they fail at. So that way they become better at it down the road. And I also want to mention too that in the price tag in the blue, it's hard to see, and it's unless I'm really pointing out, because obviously I know because I did it. But it does kind of fade a little bit into like a darker blue purple, but it essentially represents water, which in turn also relates to the aquarium hobby. So I put a lot of thought into this, as you guys can tell. So I want to reiterate this too, multiple times, that I'm still doing fish keeping. I still plan on incorporating my old logo, like you see in the top right corner here, and also in the beginning of the intro, that, I've, especially when it comes to fish keeping content, I have the neon sign over here. You guys can't see it, but I have that neon sign with my old logo on it. I've made stickers. I have intros for my videos and live streams. So I just want to make sure that I'm still going to incorporate my old logo, but I'm going to keep this new logo for now. The only thing, if it looks too busy for this logo, the only thing I thought about doing was maybe getting rid of the 4 pictures and just leaving the X, with price tag on it, and maybe leave the Mac XP. But for now, I've really thought this through, and it's been taking me several months to get this all ready for you guys to share with you. And that's why I've been kind of like teasing it here and there, saying, hey, I'm changing my channel, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and that sort of thing. So I'm still here. I'm still going to be commenting on the higher YouTube channels. I'm still going to be coming on your guys' live streams. I'm going to enjoy my time with you guys. Hopefully get on with other people's live streams, as well as invite people to my live streams as well. And I still want to do all that sort of thing. So it's a big test for me. It's definitely something interesting and a big step for me, and it's a big change. So I want to see how this goes, share my experience with you all, and maybe attract, a different audience into my channel, help people whenever I can along the way, and try to, be the best, that I can for my YouTube and my channel, and just be myself. So I believe that is everything that is on my notes here. So let me get back to here. I can even keep this up here. But yeah, that's kind of, let me go back to the comments. I know there's like 32 of them. So let me, that's kind of my general idea of what I'm doing with this channel. And I got through a lot of it in 15 minutes. So anyone who watches the replay, I'm going to put a timestamp on the comments about 15 minutes in. So it'll be like, will be like my update. So probably from 15 minutes to 30 minutes in is kind of the bulk of why I'm changing my channel. So anyone who's curious and hasn't seen this live stream, they can go back, and on my pinned comment, I'll put down, hey, from this time to this time is why the update's on my channel. So let me catch up with chat a little bit, and then I'll see what questions you guys have for me. So let me scroll up. Looks like we have June in here. We have Christian B. Thank you for coming in. Cecil, thank you for coming in. What else do we have? We got Ian. Oh, Scotty's in. Thank you for coming in. And happy Friday, everyone. Henry, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Who else do we have? The Fish Fam link, of course, is good. So hello there. Cheryl for coming in. Thank you for coming and stopping by. CRP. Who else do we got? Looks like that's it. So right now I want to do, like, what questions do you guys have for me is kind of like what I want to do. So now that we're 30 minutes in, I'm probably going to end my live stream at 1 o'clock because my wife does have to take my son to a doctor appointment. So I'm going to be hanging out with my daughter. So, and then I got work tonight. So I want to know what you guys think. What is your guys' opinion on my new logo? If you guys don't like it, that's perfectly fine. But I think what's most important, and I talked to Ian about this a little bit yesterday, but the reason why I chose a logo for what I did is because it just personalizes what you want and how you want to make it as. And if you like it, that's really the important thing that matters. And I'm always willing to take anything in consideration as far as changes, as far as the YouTube channel goes or the logo goes. But I think a lot of times people just want to see who you are as a person and what you want to put in as your logo, because it's your YouTube and your channel. Do everything the way you like it and the way that you want to do things your way. And whatever works, great. And whatever doesn't, then it's fine. This is all a learning experience, and it's all about, like I said, with the Max XP, that's why I put it on there, because it's all in the experience. So, So yeah, I feel like, June, I feel like I did explain everything well. I've been thinking about this for months, and then I spent like the last hour and a half putting in on notes on StreamYard, and I had it all a teleprompter, so to make sure that I wouldn't forget anything and that I wouldn't be stuck on, oh, like, what was I supposed to say? So I really think I covered all the bases in a good amount of time so people can understand, hey, this is not going anywhere. I'm still doing what I'm doing, but your guys are just going to see different things that's not fish keeping related. And I want to be able to do that with you, share with you guys my experience, and then show, who I am, and hang out with you guys for a little bit. But I'm glad that you guys, it seems like that I explained well. And Ian says, keeps going, Joe, everything is good. Cecil likes it. Yeah, I think hit the thumbs up too if you guys can. And the 420 I thought was pretty good. I meant to turn this hat around too whenever I explained about my basketball team being the Cavs. So I'll turn my hat around, and I forgot. That was the only thing I forgot. But it does have like the old logo here and the old Cavs colors. So that was why you have the old Cavs colors, the orange and blue with the basketball. It's Joe and Ninja, like Ninja Stars. It does. I didn't even think about that, but that's pretty funny, Jorge. Thanks for coming in, man. If you missed it, about 15 minutes in to 30 minutes in is when I started explaining this whole entire thing. So if you missed it, you can either scroll back or you can just watch the replay. I'm going to, like I said, pin the comment. Whenever I'm done here, I will pin a comment on YouTube and on the comments down below of when this explanation starts. It's just a new direction for me, and I'm looking forward to the future and seeing what type of audience I bring in, what type of comments are going to come in, and see how this works out, because it's all about life experiences. So I appreciate everyone's support in my channel, and I'm going to continue to do so in everything everything I do. But I don't want to lose any of you guys from the fish keeping community, because that was another thing I took in huge consideration is a lot of things that's going to come up that I want to do is not going to be fish keeping at all. And it's probably going to be totally not from you guys' interest. But I don't want to lose the bulk of you guys. Like when I say bulk, I mean like the people that I have met with since the start and the people that have supported my channel. I'm not going to mention any names specifically, but you all should know who you are. Because you guys are the people that are constantly coming in the chat room, the people that I've done live streams with, the people that join my live streams, the people that are regularly coming in on the chat room. It's kind of like the bulk of what I really want to iterate, that I enjoy talking with you guys. So I still want to communicate with you guys. I still want to go backstage with other live streams and stuff, because I think that's a lot of fun. And it's nice to be able to have the community here as the Fish Fan. That's probably one of the best things that's happened to me since I've joined YouTube, is join the Fish Fan community and being able to help each other out within the hobby. So Jorge thought Xbox was sponsoring you. No, unfortunately not. And if that ever were to happen, I have a long way to go. And I've actually never started an Xbox, or I take that back. I've had an Xbox for about a year, but that was a long time ago. So I'm more of a Nintendo PlayStation guy myself, but it's funny you mentioned that. Just don't start talking about Bitcoin. I'll unsub then. Yeah, I don't even know anything about Bitcoin, man. I really don't. The price tag part, that's funny to bring that up. You think that would be the first thing. The price tag name, actually, long story short, I was a band nerd back in high school. I played the trumpet, and I had a fellow band member during my high school years, whenever I was a freshman, and my last name's Price. So he called me Price Tag, and it stuck with me since high school. And that became my nickname as the high school years went on. And then it has carried on down the road from, there's some people that call me Price Tag. Some people don't, which is fine. That's all in personal preference. But a lot of people within the YouTube community has called me either P Tag, like Jesse created the name for me. That's why I put it down below. But that's what Jesse called me. And then I kind of went from there. But essentially, Price Tag came from marching band, because someone called that, named that for me as a nickname. And it just kind of stuck, and then just kind of went from there. And it's been something that's carried on ever since. So that's where the Price Tag came from. So yeah, very interesting. That should have been the first thing I should have gone over, June. So I could probably post that in the comment as well. That was one thing I did fail to mention. But that's why I incorporated the price tag aquariums, because it was my nickname that I've incorporated since, what I just explained. So what questions do you guys have for me? What do you want to know is going to happen down the road in the future? What things do you want to see? What things do you want to hear about me? Is there anything that you guys have any questions about? I'm here. This is kind of like an open discussion for the last half hour, and to talk to you guys about your feelings about my channel change. And I'm just trying to be upfront and honest, and not giving any surprises about, oh, crap, did you see Price Tag Aquariums? He's not doing fish keeping anymore. No, that's not the case. But it's just an all-around well-being of letting you guys know upfront and letting you guys know what's going on. And hopefully I'll still see you guys down the road and I won't lose any of you. But I do realize that during a channel change or different things, you might end up losing some subscribers, but you might gain some. So this is, for the next year or so, this is a big test for me. So we'll see how it goes. Much better than yours. June, you're perfectly fine. Like I said before, and I've talked with Ian about this, we had a discussion for the last day or two. I helped him a little bit with his icon, which was cool. But me and Ian discussed about this, about how our channel icons, why do we make it the way they are? Why do we choose it for the way that we want to do it? So as an example, I was helping Ian, but essentially it all comes down to what you like and what you personally want to do to your channel. And if that's what you love and you love how it looks, you love what it represents, then you love what you're trying to put out for your icon, your YouTube channel, and what you want to share with the rest of the community, and you love it, then that's really what matters. I don't dive into the YouTube algorithm, really. I don't really worry about that. The reason why I brought that up earlier is just because the YouTube, it's the program itself. When I start bringing in different things that are non-fish related, it might kind of get confusing, because that's what Jesse and I kind of talked through a text message, that might get a little bit different. So that might be an experience I might have to go through. But as far as a YouTube algorithm, I don't pay attention to that. I just do what I love doing best, is coming on here, sharing my life experience with you guys, keep doing the fish content, and then doing other things that will bring in new audiences, and it'll bring like a fresh start to the new year. Because that's what I'm kind of, doing some New Year's resolutions as well for myself. So it's like a new thing, a fresh start with different things to try out and experience as well. So I like it. It's, I think it'll work out great. Hey, there's my dad. I was hoping you'd come in. I think you're in Florida right now, aren't you? In Jupiter. So hopefully mom was able to stop by as well. I think my brother's working, so I wasn't sure about sending him my live stream. But so yeah, I got about 20 minutes or so left on my live stream before my wife takes my son to go to the doctors, and then I'm going to watch my daughter for a little bit and then head to work later. But hello, Mr. Price. Yeah, everyone say hello to my dad. My parents. This is another thing that I really loved about my YouTube channel is my wife and daughter, they usually try to watch my live streams, even though they're right upstairs. My dad and mom come in. My brother try to come in whenever he has the time to, because his life's got a pretty busy schedule between work and his life, and just like anybody else. So, but June says hi, Dad. So that's what's nice about this channel too. Christian B says nothing wrong with having multiple interests, and I agree. I just, like I said, the only thing that might be interesting to kind of watch is to see how this plays out. With my very first thing that I'm probably going to do is either a live stream. More than likely, it's going to be a live stream that's non-fish related. Is doing an unboxing for a Nintendo Switch 2. So you guys obviously, or it may not be in your interest, but it might bring in other people's interest. And I think, it's around the holidays. This is a good time to do it too. So if people are interested in doing it, it'll be like an unboxing and how I really feel about this. Because I've never even unboxed a thing, and I've had it for a while. So that was one thing I was going to do. And then other things I might do, I'm going to keep doing updates on my Planet Aquarium. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated with the fish room and what's going on. My 220 is doing great. These two tanks are going great. Yeah, I haven't seen my mom came in here. She missed the last one, but she was very impressed with the aquarium simulator. I think that's been a lot of fun. June's been a part of that, and there's I know Ian was a part of that too. There's a few other people that enjoyed it. Jose, we actually joined a discus tank on that aquarium simulator, so that was kind of fun. But I'm trying to stay up to date with that as well and try to keep things. And it was very intuitive with that aquarium simulator. It was a lot of fun to see as I went day to day and progressed to add different things. And people were saying, "Oh, add this plant or add this." CO2, diffuser, or add some air stones or some bubbles, as things. It was cool because as days progressed, you could see that this fish stress was starting to go down a little bit. So then we were adding things into the aquarium, and then this fish stress level, we did a water change, and then the stress went back to normal. So it was kind of neat to see that progression, but it was fun. So yeah, this is like the last 15 minutes or so is kind of like an open discussion of like what you guys have already. I appreciate everything that you guys have said so far in the comments about what you think. And I feel like I've covered all the bases and the added on from what June about explaining the price tag and where that came from. But yeah, let me see here. One thing that I did, for anyone who doesn't know, I used to have Severums in a 40-gallon breeder, and I got rid of both of those. That's like an update. I now have 10. Isn't this irony though? I have 10 fish tanks running right now. And what are the odds of me explaining this on my live stream of what my new icon represents, what it means? And I have a Roman numeral 10 on there, and I currently have 10 fish tanks. I didn't even realize that until just now. And I'm just like sitting here going through my head, and I was like, you know what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then my Planet Aquarium is 10. So that's crazy. Jorge, you have to go and at least watch a little bit of my live streams from Aquarium Simulator. Don't feel too obligated to watch a whole lot of it, but me and Jose, Joy of Fish Keeping, we made a tank together with the chat rolling in, and we were making changes on an aquarium. And you basically build an aquarium from the ground up, and you can put anything from freshwater to saltwater, adding your own decorations, putting your own equipment in. It is on a program called Steam. It's on the computer. And it's really cheap. It's a really cheap game. It's really neat. And I feel like that has drawn a little bit of attention. And I feel like some people that really like stuff into gaming and even the aquarium hobby, it's neat because you can go into that game and it'll actually show you like descriptions of like what, each thing means and how to take care of your aquarium. Now, I wouldn't go by a video game on how to take care of aquarium in real life, but there is some pieces and parts in this game that you can take away and be like, that's kind of neat how this game kind of explains, for the most part, it's almost spot on. I wouldn't say concrete, but pretty spot on to what an aquarium needs to take care of it. I actually had an aquarium that died off because I skipped ahead way too much, and then the fish all died. It was horrible. I've been meaning to come out with a short for that, because Jesse and I made this aquarium a long time ago, and I've been trying to keep up to date with it. So it's been very fun. It's been very interesting. I created my own aquarium. Jesse created his, and then Jose helped me with the discus tank. So it's been fun. So if you have a chance, check it out. And for anyone else, and it was awesome. You like the Ninja Star better. Well, just for you, Jorge, we can incorporate that into a Ninja Star too. I have no problem with that, and I do appreciate it. 23 is my number, and I see it everywhere. 23. So that the only thing, every time I see the number 3, it always reminds me of either Michael Jordan or we all know who was in the Cavs, right? LeBron. So long story, like side note, I'm glad LeBron got us a title in 2016. This is why I got this NBA championship cup, in 2016, because LeBron was in it. That was when it was the one and only championship, obviously, because their last championship, I think, was like way early. Oh no, this was their first championship, kind of think of it. So, and I got to witness all of it. It was in my brother's house, and it was with LeBron, Kyrie Irving, Tristan Thompson, I don't know, a bunch of people. Long story short, that's what reminds me of the number 23. But yeah, it's kind of neat. Ian was in there too. It kind of helps you understand the hobby a little bit. So if you don't know anything about aquariums, you can actually learn a little bit and take away some stuff about the hobby, which is really neat. Yeah, you should send it to Funk, man. I wonder what he would think about it because I don't know if anything, but like I said, the program is called Steam, and it's not too expensive, but it's kind of neat to like pick your own stuff. I mean, they even have jellyfish in this game they just added. They have sea turtles in here, saltwater stuff. I mean, you if you didn't know anything about saltwater, which I don't, you could almost play this game, set up a saltwater tank, and grasp a little bit of knowledge from what you did in that aquarium simulator. But you have to realize, though, in a simulation game, you either one have to keep your computer up all day and all night to mimic an actual aquarium running, or they have what if you like bring it up, you can actually hit the day forward, a 1 day forward, and then you can kind of do what you need to do as each day goes, and then just skip a day. So, for example, what I did was I was a week behind, which technically I still am a week behind from the last update with my aquarium. Is you can skip 1 day ahead, do what you want to do, feed the fish, check your filtration, check your water quality, your water parameters, and then you can skip to the next day and just kind of keep an eye on things and make adjustments accordingly. That's what we did on this. So it's pretty neat. Oh, so 23 ingredients in your Dr. Pepper, and I have 23 tanks. There you go. There you go. I like it. So yeah, we got about 10, 15 minutes left in my live stream. I really can't think of any other updates in the fish room. Like I said, Brant and I are going to be doing a live stream together on the 17th. That is the Wednesday before the week of Christmas. It's not scheduled yet, but I'm going to be coming up with a topic, and we're going to be hanging out on my normal scheduled live streams of Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So my African cichlid tanks are doing great. One crazy thing, I want you guys to listen to this because I want to know. So pay attention here. I learned something about my water, and not 100% yet because I've ordered a test kit, and it's not going to be here until next week, unfortunately. But I learned something crazy. So long story short, my pH naturally goes to like an 8.4, 8.5. Coming out of the tap, it's like 7.4. So I was convinced that it was my substrate because I got black diamond blasting sand. And like I said, I've been talking with Brandon about this, but I did not know. And I hate to admit this, but I didn't know that pH naturally rises as you put it, like, because I put an air stone in it, because that's what Brandon told me to do. Because I was convinced that this new substrate that I had was causing my pH to rise. I know that you can get African cichlid substrate that does that automatically, but this is not African cichlid substrate. This is just something I bought at the, not Home Depot, but my local store down the road. And when you put water into I put the water into just a regular cup or a container, just water only, and I put the air stone in it one night when I came home from work. So I came home from work the very next day, and the pH went from 7.4 to like 8.5 in just regular water. And I had no idea. Yeah, so like tap is like 8 to 8.5. This is the first I've learned about this. So it really confused me because I thought it was a substrate, and this is where Brant told me that it wasn't. He said, just try this. And he also I have a water softener too because I have a well. So I'm also doing that before and after the water softener and like bypassing it too. So I'm going to be testing my water once I get my kit next week to know what exactly is in my water. And it's almost embarrassing to admit that, but this is where my whole experience and being open and try to be, open with you guys and say, hey, I've never actually tested this before. I've always just bought the master test kits where you have pH, nitrites, ammonia, and nitrate, and that's all I've tested for. So this is new to me, and I'm glad I'm experiencing it for the first time because I want to know exactly what's in my water and just kind of see how that affects my plants. This is why I wanted to start the Planet Aquarium and kind of learn from it. So I felt like when I was in the African cichlid hobby for so long, and I was good at it because I obviously bred a ton of fish and had my own fish. I have my own 220-gallon tank with nothing but fish that I've bred myself. So I've obviously succeeded in that. But then I started to get a little bit stagnant because there was nothing I was doing but that. So this is why I started the Planet Aquarium. And now it's opening up all new different things for me. So yeah. What substrate would that be, June? You seem to have higher ammonia with substrate. Okay. Do you have bottomless tanks too? Or do you have like river rock, or do you use sand? Do you do like pool filter sand? Or do you do like a mixture between everything, between like dirt tanks? Okay, sand. Okay. So yeah, that's interesting how like little things kind of play a part here and there. And I never would have guessed that the water coming out went from 7.4 to like an 8.4, 8.5. So that was something that I learned. And you said that your bare bottoms don't have higher numbers. Okay. That's crazy. Every little thing down to the last little detail can make a difference in your aquariums. Now, to be fair, I've lost 3 angelfish in my new tank and 1 rainbow fish. And I've jump started this aquariums from established media already from other tanks. So to be fair, it could be just a combination of just figuring the tank out, but also it could just be a bad batch of fish. It could just been, the stress, going from one place to another. So it just, there's a lot of different things that could play a part in it. I do know that the 1 angelfish got, which I checked my parameters and they were all good except for the ones I couldn't test for, like the GH and the KH and the TDS. That's on the way. But the angelfish got really bad and it got like Popeye on both eyes. Then within a couple of days, it was gone. And it all developed within like a few days. So, which was crazy. So it might have just been one of those things that, like, I've heard that diseases from fish sometimes can stay dormant and then out of nowhere, they can just happen just like that. So, because that's happened from experience of owning my peacock and hap tank, is I had that happen once to where a fish never had anything and everything was fine. And out of nowhere, it just happened just like that. And I had to treat it accordingly. So, yeah, I think adding plants for me is making a big difference in my life because I'm learning about, pH. I'm learning about, I'm going to be learning about water parameters and how to keep plants, how to keep different plants, how stem plants differ from like substrate plants, water column plants, stuff that you keep within the water column, stuff that you put within the substrate, and that sort of thing. So this is opening up a whole new world for me for fish keeping. So that's why I'm saying, I'm still going to be around for this. And I want to share that experience with you guys, even if I fail at it, because all my red Ludwigia plants died. And there's like some stems left, but there's not a whole lot of life left in them. So I'm not sure if they're going to make it because they're just floating in the water right now. So that's what I'm thinking, that some of those angelfish just maybe not have made it well enough to make it through at least a few months. Because I started this tank in, let me see here. Let me see when I started this tank. I started this tank in October 31st, Halloween. And since then, I've had, like I said, 3 angelfish die and a rainbow fish. So sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes you might get a bad batch of fish. And it was from a trustworthy source an hour from my house. So who knows? Can't think about it too hard. Just got to learn from it. And that's kind of my experience so far too. So I'm new at this as well. It's I guess stem plants are a little bit more challenging to do. I know that plants are supposed to be relatively easy depending on the type that you get. There are easier plants. And this was known to be, like red Ludwigia was supposed to be an easier plant, but I must have done something wrong because now the plants are dead. But you got to learn from experience, right? So yeah, a bunch is for you. So yeah, it is, we're about 5 minutes left in my live stream. I want to take this time, since you guys don't have any questions for me. I feel like you guys have got out what you've wanted to about, the comments of why my channel has changed, what the changes have happened. If you guys haven't already, I've changed my bio on my YouTube homepage as well, so you can check that out. And then it's very short and brief and to the point as well, but this is a more elaborate explanation. But I want to take this time for the last 5 minutes to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out, sticking with me through my fish keeping hobby, hanging out with me in my live streams, commenting on my videos, watching anything that comes out. And I hope you guys continue to do so in the future, even though that there'll be some different things coming out, and maybe hopefully even on the non-fish keeping stuff, maybe I'll see, one of you guys, 1 or 2 comments about my non-fish keeping stuff. Cause I was doing like Christmas trees and stuff. And I was doing, I don't know, just random stuff. I might do like some motivational stuff as well. So we'll see. Like I said, it's a new year. It's a whole new thing. So that's probably where I'm going to come out with little things here and there. But as the new year progresses, that's where it's really going to start doing different things. And I got to make sure I got to spend time with family. But important thing is I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out, supporting me. And then just supporting my channel and talking with me through the chats, hanging out with me through the live streams, because I still enjoy every one of them. And who knows? Maybe we'll do more sing-alongs like we did with the Christmas trees. Because I got to fix the last time. I got to start looking up lyrics for Christmas songs and maybe doing one of these live streams. Because I think my next live stream I should do, which will be next Friday at 8 p.m., I should put up Christmas lights, and I should start looking up Christmas music, like lyrics. So that way we can all have like a wonderful Christmas time together on my next live stream down here in the fish room. But yeah, you're welcome, Cecil. Did the rainbow and the angels hanging at the bottom improved? Jose, I just did mention that. I had 3 angelfish die. The rainbows are doing great. I've only lost 1, but they're really active now, thankfully. I added Severums in there, and thankfully they're doing fine. I have Severums in here. The Severums are doing great in the 70 because I have 5 in here and 4 in the others, because I split the difference between the 9 that I had in my 40 breeder. I put 5 in this one and 4 in that one. And fingers crossed so far, Jose, I've been watching them. That between that and my Planet Aquarium, I've been watching their Severums pretty close in that tank. So fingers crossed that nothing has happened. The angelfish, they don't have like anything from the Severums. There was no damaged fins. There was no bite marks or nothing. It was just like the angelfish just were not doing well, and I haven't figured out why. But I don't think it was from the Severums. I think it was just because the transition, because there was nothing other than them just slowly dying off, and you couldn't see the Severums picking on them. So we'll have to see. So that's what's happened. I've lost 3 angelfish. I only have 1 koi angelfish left, and I ordered 3 more from Jody P's website along with a pleco. I want to get the cories for that tank, and then I want to try to get some more angels and see how that works out, and I'll keep you updated. But yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. So that's been my update. The rainbows are doing great. Whenever you feed them, it's just like they're like bullets. I mean, they just go up and down real quick. They're the most active fish I've ever seen eat fish food. So it's been fun. I'll keep you updated on everything. And I appreciate your help and it, as well as everybody else's. Again, I want to say thanks to everyone who's supporting me. Thank you, Ian, for being a member of my channel. And then everyone else I added through moderators, thank you for hanging out. Anyone else who wants to be a moderator, I will more than likely do so if you guys want it at your request. And just overall, thank you. I hope this new year brings great things for me and my channel, and I will continue to do everything to the best of my ability and my experience. So it's about on the hour. I will pin the comment of when I start explaining things about this. And then for everyone who watches the replay, they can kind of go to that section and watch it for about 15 minutes and then kind of get the overall deal. So that way, if someone doesn't know about it and I join a live stream or a chat and I don't have, like if someone hasn't seen it, then we can just say, hey, check out his live stream on this day and just go to this time frame. Sound good? I hope you guys I hope that all makes sense. So I'm still going to incorporate my old logo, and then I'm going to keep utilizing my new one for my homepage and that sort of thing. So stay safe, everyone. Take care. Be happy. Be healthy. And we'll see you guys soon. And have a great weekend. You guys are the best. Thank you. And you're welcome. Have a good one.